Hi, welcome to Lachlan Likes a Thing, a show where I take a thing and see whether or not I like it. Now the thing we're looking at in this video is the Audio-Technica ATH-ES10 portable headphones. Now the ES10 is Audio-Technica's top of the line portable headphone, and it actually uses a variation of the same 53mm driver that's in a lot of their top tier full-size headphones. I've always been super interested in the ES10, but the price has always been quite high on this model. However, in recent times, thanks to the weak yen, it's been possible to get the ES10 for a price that's roughly competitive with the prices of top-of-the-line portable headphones from other companies, like the Sennheiser Momentum or the Sony MDR1R. So with that in mind, I got a pair of the ES10s just to compare, and I have to say I really like these. So let's have a closer look. The first thing you'll probably notice about the ES10 are these big shiny metal ear cups, which are probably giving you a nice view of my room right now. These ear cups are made of titanium, which is a metal with a really high strength to weight ratio. They use it in bone implants, and on the ES10 it's used because it's a material which is strong and non-resonating without adding much to the weight of the ES10s. So the ES10s are a very lightweight 200 grams. First thing to know though is that if you are at all obsessive about your gear, do not get the ES10s because these ear cups will pick up fingerprints, they'll pick up scratches, and they'll drive you crazy. The ES10 has a nice, simple, practical design with a headband mechanism that's very easy to adjust but very secure. They fold flat for easy storage, and overall the build quality of the ES10s is very secure and well put together. However, it's not quite as premium feeling as the materials used in something like the Sennheiser Momentum. Now there are a couple of design elements which make the ES10 seem a little dated by today's portable headphone standards. One is the double entry cable, which means the cable comes out of both sides. Now this is technically better from a sound quality perspective because it means that the left and right ear cup are physically identical and there's no chance of a mismatch between two channels. However, I do find that a single entry cable on one side is a bit more convenient to use for a portable headphone. The other thing about the cables is that they aren't detachable, which is what we're seeing from a lot of other portable headphones. And so that means if the cables break, you're going to have to get them repaired. And that's a little more complicated than just replacing them. The cables themselves are quite nice and durable, but again, that's something to watch out for. Now in terms of comfort, note that the ES10s are on-ear headphones, which means that the ear pads go on your ears instead of around them. The ear cups swivel in two directions. They swivel left and right, and they also swivel up and down, which means it's nice and easy to get a secure fit with the ES10s. However, one thing to note is that the stock pads on the ES10 are terrible. Now the stock ear pads on the ES10 are made out of a synthetic leather material, and although it's quite soft, it's not particularly breathable. The other thing is that the stock ear pads on the ES10 are quite thin, which means that you can feel the hard surfaces of the headphone press against your ears, and it's not very comfortable. You can actually replace the ES10 ear pads with ear pads from the limited edition ESW11 headphones. They're the same size, and you can find them on eBay for about $60 a pair. Now the ESW11 ear pads are made out of real leather, so they're much more supple, they're more breathable, and also the ESW11 ear pads are thicker, so the comfort is a lot better with the ESW11 ear pads. Now the ESW11 ear pads do change the sound a little, which I'll get into in a moment, but if you are thinking of getting the ES10s, you should think of the ESW11 ear pads as basically part of the same package. If you get one, you should get the other because they're that much more comfortable. The other thing about the ESW11 ear pads is that even with these pads, the ES10s are still not as comfortable as something like the Sennheiser Momentum or the Sony MDR1R, though they come pretty close. So how do they sound? Well, as I said, I really like the sound of these. They are not a balanced headphone. They have a really hefty, throaty, warm low end combined with a sparkly and extended high end that makes everything sound really exciting and engaging, but they are definitely not neutral headphones. Now the bass and the mid bass on the ES10 is quite strong, and for some people it might even sound a little congested. Personally, I think that the bass on the ES10 is well-rounded and throaty and just really wonderful. Now the treble of the ES10 is quite dry and very extended, it definitely has some emphasis on the treble, but unlike something like the Sennheiser Momentums, the peak in the treble is quite broad. So instead of sounding thin, it sounds breathy and spacious. So I really think these sound very magical, and like all Audio Technica cans, it sounds really good with female vocals and stringed instruments. Now, somewhere between the hefty bass and the sparkly treble of the ES10 is a little bit of a scoop. So a lot of people, myself included, think of the ES10 as a V-shaped headphone. The ES10 is definitely tuned aggressively so that it enhances and exaggerates the kind of excitement and energy in any track. Personally, I think it's quite well done, it's quite tasteful, but again, it's not a balanced headphone. Now, the ES10 sounds very clear, and in terms of separation and layering and articulation, I think these go toe-to-toe with something like the Sennheiser Momentum, so I think they sound incredibly good that way. The ES10s are also very spacious in their sound staging, so they're more spacious sounding than something like the Sennheiser Momentum, but they still don't sound quite as natural and open as something like the Sony MDR1R. Now, I mentioned that the ESW11 earpads change the sound on the ES10 a little, and what happens is that the ESW11 pads, because they slightly increase the distance of the headphone from your ear, they make the headphone sound just a little bit more spacious, and the bass decreases just a little. It's not a huge difference, but it helps the ES10 sound a bit more balanced, and I definitely prefer the sound of the ESW11 earpads on the ES10. So again, if you're going to get the ES10, I do highly recommend you also invest in a pair of ESW11 earpads, which again, you can get on eBay for about $60 a pair. So do I recommend the ES10s? Absolutely yes. I love the way they combine the classic Audio Technica vocals with a big chunky bass response. And I personally prefer the way these sound over the Sony MDR1R or the Sennheiser Momentum. And I'll probably be selling those two headphones. That's how much I like the ES10s. That said, if you are after something with a bit more of a balanced or a laid back sound, or wearing comfort really is very important to you, then I would check out the Sonys or the Sennheisers instead of the ES10s. Another option, if you like the look of these ES10s, is have a look at the Audio Technica ATH-ES10, which are another portable headphone from the same series. The ES10 share a lot of qualities with the ES10, but they do it in a lighter and more compact package, and they're also a bit cheaper too. Now, I'll be making a video about the ES10 and uploading that pretty soon, so if you want to see that, subscribe to my channel and you'll be updated when that happens. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, thanks to everyone who's liked my other videos and subscribed to my channel, and happy listening.